Hey friends! Today's video is going to be a first of many collabs I have this month, and today's video is a collab with my dear friend here on YouTube, Mia from Mia's Virtual Vanity. I've mentioned her channel a handful of times on my channel. You should definitely go check her out. She's fantastic.
I feel Colourpop is trying to drown us and themselves in their own mediocrity, and frankly, I'm tired.
She carries a lot of the same ideals as me about like consumerism, and she kind of deep dives into things. I really like her channel, and if you like mine, I think you would like hers as well. Thank you, Mia, for collabing with me. You're great. But today, Mia and I are going to be talking about things that YouTube lied to us about. Whether it's about products, techniques, things that YouTube has told us, things that the internet and beauty influencer sphere, things that they told us that are lies, that we were lied to. This isn't a comprehensive list, obviously. Go check out the rest of Mia's things on her channel, but definitely let me know in the comments below some things that you've been lied to about on the internet, whether it's something that I lied to you about, I apologize, or something somebody else did. Things that we were scammed into. First and foremost, I feel like beauty sponges in general are a thing that I was lied to about. When beauty sponges first came on the scene, Beauty Blender being like the biggest one, the beauty sponge movement was all about like ease of use, making your foundation look better, and just a better application method than a brush. I've not found that to be true. Every time I've tried to use a sponge to apply my foundation, it soaks up way too much product. It doesn't look even. It actually doesn't last nearly as long on my skin as when I use a brush. The only thing I really can do sponges with is like concealer and stuff, or powder, like if I want to use a powder on a sponge instead of a brush. But when it comes to foundations, sponges ain't my thing, and I feel like my fingers can do just as well. Who needs your most important brush is your finger brush, as Josh would say. So yeah, sponges in general. And on top of that, I feel like we were all bamboozled by Beauty Blender being $20 for a sponge. There's no way that that product is worth it. There's no way that a sponge is worth $20 when there are sponges out there that are just as good, if not better, that are like $5. Like, hello? There is, in no universe is a $20 sponge worth it to me. And I feel like I was lied to. People like, oh my God, it's the best. It's the best way to apply foundation. It looks the most like skin. Like it, sure, it maybe looks the most like skin, but for me, when I use a sponge, it wears off my face a lot faster. To be honest, I feel like it fades a lot quicker. Yeah, so sponges and beauty blenders, lies. Not saying they're bad products, but they're not all they're cracked up to be, okay? Speaking of things that are not all they're cracked up to be, eyeshadow palettes that are over $100. Now, much of the discourse I've seen around eyeshadow palettes like Natasha Denona and Pat McGrath is that you get so much product, per eyeshadow, so you're paying per ounce, like the price per ounce is less than, say, like an ABH palette. That may be true. So if you're gonna go with that logic, sure, it's worth the money. But for me, and for a lot of people within the beauty space, when do we finish eyeshadow palettes? I don't remember the last time I finished an eyeshadow palette. Like, I have, probably the palette that I've hit the most pan on is Modern Renaissance from Anastasia. Like, and seeing Natasha Denona and Pat McGrath marketing these giant pans filled with sometimes colors that there's no way you're going to use that much of it. Like, there's no way you're going to use that much. I feel like that's just kind of like an excuse to get us to spend more money on a palette when it makes way more sense to just make it less product and cost less money. Because unless you're a working makeup artist that uses a ton of eyeshadows all the time on other people, I feel like the large pan size in turn making it cost less per ounce, I think that's just like I don't know if that's, I wouldn't say that's a scam, but I feel like that's a tactic that we've been lied to, where it's like, oh, it's totally worth it. No, it's not. It's not worth it. It's not worth it to most people. To the majority of people, I feel like look at those prices and they're like, if I just give me less. Like, they proved that they could do it with the $65 palettes, like the mini ones. Just make them that size. Like, it's not that difficult. That's a big old lie that we were fed to get us to be like, oh yeah, no, it's totally worth it. A $200 palette, because there's so many browns, you get so much brown eyeshadow for the price. Yeah, but it's still all brown eyeshadow. Speaking of brown eyeshadows, I feel like one of the biggest culprits of lying to the internet is Morphe and Morphe shills, like T from Nappy Headed Jojoba says, never trust anyone with a Morphe code, and that will be the truest fact until Morphe ends. Morphe started basically the movement of undisclosed sponsorships before it was cool. We all saw this with the unraveling of a lot of influencers' careers of like shilling out Morphe codes without disclosing that it's affiliate links. I think Morphe just in general is a big fat lie. They're fine, but because of the like ingrained things in people's heads from influencers past like Jaclyn Hill and the like, I feel like Morphe, we've been brainwashed into thinking that Morphe is like good and better than what you're paying for, that it's like, oh my god, the value, it's so good for the price. It's like, I've heard that it's fine, but I've also heard from a lot of people that it's like meh, like it's, I don't know, no better than like Coastal Scents. Morphe brushes also, the only Morphe brushes I've ever purchased are scratchy and uncomfortable. We were lied to about Morphe, and that was proven. It was proven that Morphe lies to us all the time. Next, the ColourPop No Filter Concealer being good was a lie. It's one of the only things that I will fight Raw Beauty Christie on, in that she loves the No Filter Concealer and it's literally the worst concealer I've ever used. Crazy stuff. Literally the ColourPop No Filter Concealer made my under eyes so crepey and dry. I thought I was aging faster. I was like, what's happening with my under eyes? Because I don't normally have issues with my under eyes, but literally it dried my under eyes out so bad to where I would get these little like patches. And it was just the worst concealer. Like, I'm a 31-year-old lady. I've used a lot of weird concealers, but the ColourPop No Filter Concealer was by far, like, my least favorite concealer I've ever used. It got better the more it, like, dried out weirdly enough. Like, the longer I used it, because I used it up. I mixed it with other concealers, but the less liquidy it got, the less irritating and the less drying it got. It was very weird. It was like the drier the formula, the less dry it made my skin look. I don't know. No Filter Concealer was a fucking lie. I hate it. I hate it so much. It's such a bad concealer. Oh my god. And I will die on that hill. That is a hill that I will die on, okay? Speaking of under eyes, banana powder and everything yellow toned under the eyes being brightening, I feel like because of the rise in like baking and the Kardashian method of makeup and kind of finding out these like makeup secrets from celebrities and celebrity makeup artists talking about using like banana powder under the eyes and a yellow tone powder to brighten up. Something like that only works on certain skin tones. And I feel like so many people bought into that, like, oh yeah, yellow is supposed to be brightening under the eyes. Not on this bitch. Probably the best example of this was when I was talking about in a video once about how all the Too Faced Born This Way concealers were too yellow toned for me. And then I was makeup-splained by Jared Blandino's sister, Jared Blandino being the owner of Too Faced. His sister, in the comments, she like came into my video and be like,
yellow is actually supposed to be for brightening. That's why all of them are brightening.
and I'm like, I know what my under eyes look like. Like, I know how to put on my own makeup. I know the colors that make sense on my face. Yellow concealers do not make sense under my eyes. And I feel like that is kind of still permeated into a lot of these like makeup academies on Instagram. I saw Robert Welsh tweet about it the other day about how specifically a lot of these British makeup academies, they end up using the same tone of like light medium yellow tone foundation on everyone, even if you're pink tone, even if you're lighter, even if you're darker, just using this same color. I feel like because of Instagram, people have gotten the idea that this like yellow tone is the best for everyone. It's not. If you have a yellow undertone, use a yellow undertone foundation. If you have a neutral undertone and you're trying to like correct certain tones in your skin, use different tone concealers maybe that do that color correcting for you. But don't just think that, oh yeah, yellow concealer is brightening. No, it's not for everybody. One thing to go along with the sponge point I made earlier, not using your phalanges to apply things. Using your fingers to apply product has kind of gotten an unnecessary amount of like stigma and like shaming because of videos where people are like watching old tutorials or watching old makeup videos and they're like,
oh my god, they use their fingers to apply things? Why are they not using a sponge?
And I feel like because of the rise of like a bajillion makeup application tools, fingers have lost their luster. And I still use my fingers to apply my concealer all the time. I literally, that's all I use to blend in my concealer. And I think it looks great. And I think because of different application methods being like commodified into like $20 sponges, people have lost the idea of, oh yeah, no, I could just use my hands. Like, they're free. The hands are free. Like, just fucking use your fingers. It's not that hard. It's funny. And I use my fingers. That's literally the only way I apply my concealer. I don't use it to apply my foundation. I use a brush, but fingers work, y'all. That's what she said. Here's one that I feel like is, I don't know if it's like controversial, but this is the notion that chemicals are bad and that clean beauty is the way to go all the time. Clean being the buzzword that Sephora likes to use for things that are free of certain things. And I feel like the idea of chemicals have gotten a really bad rap. Back when I worked at Lush, I had this kind of, I don't know, bias towards natural products because that's how Lush worked. But since I've not worked there anymore, I've loosened up a little bit on the idea of using chemicals and using things that like science has created and made and figured out, because just because something's natural doesn't mean it's the best for you. I mean, look at cocaine. You know. So I think recently, with kind of the rise of skincare Instagram and skincare YouTube and skincare Twitter, I think people have kind of broken down that like allure of the clean beauty movement a bit. Obviously, you want to use products that are like not full of a bunch of unnecessary things, for sure. But sometimes using something that is more chemical based is better than using something that's more natural based. The term chemical being bad was something that was kind of pushed down our throats for a while, but now people are kind of starting to realize, oh, maybe science is smart sometimes. Like, everything's a chemical. Like, literally everything's a chemical. We're made of chemicals. We eat chemicals all the time. Why are chemicals in makeup or in skincare looked at as bad? It's because they're not. Here's one. Primer is unnecessary. You don't have to use primer. Having to use primer is a lie. Eyeshadow primer is another story, but skin primer, like makeup primer, is unnecessary. I think the idea of priming your skin is necessary. Priming can be literally spraying your face with a facial mist. It can be moisturizing your face. It can be putting on your sunscreen. Something to prime your skin obviously is important for makeup, but you don't have to buy an extra step as primer. Literally all I use for priming usually is I do my makeup right after I've moisturized. Or if I moisturized a while ago, I use like a facial spray and I spritz my face and my foundation goes on better. So primer as an extra step, as an extra product, I feel like is a big old lie that we were told for a really long time. And then the more and more influencers and YouTubers were talking about not needing primer, I think, again, that kind of facade has been broken down and people don't feel the need to use primers all the time anymore. Like priming, yes. Primer could just be a moisturizer. If you're trying to fill in your pores or do something very specific for like a certain part of your face, that's one thing, but you shouldn't need to use a primer, like a generic primer all the time so that your foundation stays on longer. Brands have just sold that to us so that we add an extra step and they don't have to make their foundations as good. They're like, oh, well, if the foundation doesn't last as long, we'll sell them a primer and it'll make it last longer. It's like, no, just give me a foundation that lasts longer. Like, what the hell? You know? Expensive mascara is not worth it. The last time I bought an expensive mascara that I liked was a Tarte one, like probably like 6 years ago. Ever since then, I've been using the Essence Lash Princess and some Wet n Wild ones. I think I had an e.l.f. mascara at one point, but drugstore mascara is the way to go, honestly. If you have super sensitive eyes and like literally no drugstore mascaras work for you, that's like a different thing. because that's like a specific sensitivity. But when it comes to just like your eyelashes looking good, you do not need to spend $30 on a mascara. Like, expensive mascara is fun and frivolous, but for me, expensive mascara doesn't make sense because you go through mascara. Sometimes you don't even finish it by the time you're technically supposed to throw it out. Expensive mascara is a lie, and I don't need it, and I never need to spend more than $10 on a mascara. They make so many in the drugstore, like why? Oh, next, okay. Here's one that's controversial. Cream products are inherently better for dry skin. I disagree. It might just be the fact that I don't like cream products. But for me, cream products, while they can apply really nicely on the skin, on really any kind of skin type, on dry skin, oilier skin, cream products, for me, because I use a more emollient base underneath my blush or my bronzer or my highlighter, cream products end up just kind of mixing with the stuff underneath, and it wears off way faster because I literally apply my foundation right on top of my moisturizer, so it essentially mixes a little bit with it. Cream products, they go on fine. They're a little bit streaky at first, but I'm able to blend them in, but they wear off so quickly. They fade so fast. I don't like how they look necessarily. I feel like they exacerbate my texture. They make my skin look more textured. They make my skin look oily. And if you like your skin like super glowy, glossy, lovely, covered in dew, that's one thing. But I feel like even though I have dry skin, cream products, cream bronzers, contours, blushes, highlight, it doesn't necessarily look better on my face than powder does. I feel like a shimmery powder blush and a shimmery powder highlight look nicer on me than a cream one. That's that on that. And then last but not least, I know Mia will like this one. Sales do not save you money. Sales, while technically save you money on specific items, you save percentages, like the Sephora 20% off sale, the VIB sale. Technically, you save money on what you're buying because of people's need to take advantage of sales and people kind of seeing the idea of, oh, I can save money on this. They inherently want to purchase more. They inherently want to buy things that maybe they wouldn't have bought if they weren't on sale. So you end up actually spending more at a store or more at a company when there's a sale than if there wasn't a sale, because it triggers something in your mind where you're like, oh, I can get this on sale right now, so I should buy it. Did you want it that much in the first place? If you don't want to buy them at full price, and if you can't think about buying them at full price, don't buy them on sale, because you end up spending more money when things are on sale. Like, I would see a brand, an online brand, have a sale. It makes me want to go buy more things because I'm like, oh, well, I can't get it like this again, even though a lot of stores end up doing sales like multiple times a year. So it just like, it sends like a flag in my brain where it's like, oh, buy some things right now. Money saving, sales being money saving is one of the biggest capitalistic scams of our lifetime. That's why Sephora has sales. That's why they do their sale. That's why any store has a sale, because people are more likely to go buy more stuff. Like, stores do not lose money on sales. Stores make so much more when they have a sale. So we're spending more when there are sales. So that's everything I wanted to talk about today. Definitely go check out Mia's video. I will leave a link in the description as well as in the end card. You guys can go check her out. Give her a like, give her a subscribe. She's awesome. Today's song of the day, I've been listening to a lot of Foals recently, mainly because my friend Erin doesn't shut up about Foals, and I'm part of a Foals group on Facebook. We just like share Foals memes. It's pretty great. Today's song is Albatross by Foals. It is off their record What Went Down that came out in 2015. I own this album. I love it. It's very good. Like, Foals is such a good band, and I want to see them play live. I want to see them play live at a British music festival when this all comes back to normal. I just want to see Foals. Thanks so much to my patrons. As always, I appreciate y'all very, very, very much. I hope you all are enjoying Vlogmas so far. It's gonna get intense. I have several more collabs coming up. Some you might expect and some you might not. I don't know. But check out the playlist for Vlogmas this month. If you've missed any of the videos, I am uploading a video every single day this month. I hope you guys are all having a good week, a good day. Stay safe, wear your masks, stay home, happy holidays, and I will see you guys all tomorrow. Bye!